Now, I assume that you are now done answering the comprehension activity in your Genia account. Now, let us proceed to the next session of our discussion, which is about dramatic poetry. Now, question: what is dramatic poetry? Okay, now we are done in lyric poetry, we are done in narrative poetry. We are now studying what is dramatic poetry. Okay. Now let's define what is dramatic poetry. Now, when we talk about dramatic poetry, of course, it is meant to be spoken and acted out. So it has elements that closely relate to drama, either because it is written in some kind of dramatic form or it uses a dramatic technique. So it has a character talking and there is no exchange of words between two or more characters. Okay. Now, since we are discussing what is dramatic poetry, let us know the difference between the types of poetry. Okay, since we have discussed what is lyric poetry, what is narrative poetry, now we are discussing what is dramatic poetry. When we talk about lyric poetry, of course, it uses its emotions to convey its meaning and message, whereas narrative poetry, it is told in a narrative way or it is told in a storytelling structure. Okay, it has a structure of a story. And when we talk about dramatic poetry, this is meant to be spoken and acted out. It uses dialogues, actions, props, and acting in a stage specifically. So here are some distinctive features of a dramatic poetry. So first, it has actions and speech that are used to depict action and plot. It focuses on how the speaker is affected emotionally by what is going on. And lastly, it is recited from the character's point of view. Now we have three types of dramatic poetry. First, we have dramatic monologue, then we have soliloquy, then lastly we have character sketch. But what are these three types? Let us further define what is the first one, which is what is a dramatic monologue. Now, when we talk about the dramatic monologue, it is a type of poem where one speaker talks to a silent listener, revealing their thoughts, feeling, and personality. So here are some key features of a dramatic monologue. So it has a single speaker, so only one person speaks in the poem. Okay. So while the speaker is speaking, there is a silent listener. So the silent listener is the person being addressed, but it never replies. Okay, so the listener never replies. So dramatic monologue also reveals the character motives. So the speaker often reveals more about themselves, sometimes unintentionally than they meant to. And of course, the dramatic situation. The poem feels like a part of a scene or a conversation, even though it is spoken through a monologue. Okay, once again, if it is a monologue, of course, one person is speaking. From the term itself, mono, it means one. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, let's have an example. Let's read the passage. That's my lost Duchess, painted on the wall. Looking as if she were alive, I call. That piece I wonder now. Fra Pandolf's hands worked busily a day, and there she stands. Now, why is this passage a dramatic poetry? So, as you can see, it is written as a monologue. It means only one speaker is talking. From the word itself, mono, it means one. Okay. So the Duke is speaking to another person or an emissary. So when we talk about an emissary, it is a person that is a messenger or a person that relays a message. Okay. So it reveals a character's emotions and conflict through a speech. Again, dramatic monologue, only one person is speaking. Now let's talk about what is a soliloquy. Okay. Soliloquy is a speech in a play where a character speaks their thoughts and feelings out loud, while alone or while thinking they're alone on a stage. So here are some key features of a soliloquy. So soliloquy, it is spoken alone. The character is usually by themselves. So unlike dramatic monologue, there is a listener. Okay, but it never replies. But in soliloquy, the character is alone. It means no one is listening but the audience itself only. Okay, there is no other character in that scene. Only the speaker itself is speaking. Okay, the character is alone. So inner thoughts, it reveals what the character is truly thinking or feeling. So there is no listener. The speech is not meant for other characters, only for the audience to understand the character better. Okay, again, dramatic monologue, there's a character but it doesn't reply. Whereas soliloquy, the speaker is alone and no one is listening. Okay, but only the audience is listening. Let's proceed. Okay, now let us talk about the difference between a dramatic monologue and a soliloquy. So the main difference is who the speaker is talking to and the purpose of the speech. So in dramatic monologue, a character speaks at length to a listener or an audience, revealing their personality, thoughts, and feeling, while the listener may be silent or unseen. Whereas in soliloquy, a character speaks alone, expressing their private thoughts and feelings aloud. So it is usually used to let the audience hear what the character is thinking. So in short, dramatic monologue, there is another character that listens to the speaker, whereas in soliloquy, the speaker speaks alone. There is no other character in that specific scene. Okay, so only the audience itself can hear the thoughts of the speaker. So a simple example, dramatic monologue, in dramatic monologue, the speaker says, you don't understand what I've been through, but I'll tell you everything. It means the speaker is speaking to another character, but that character only listens. Okay? The character will not reply, but he will only listen. So in soliloquy, the speaker says, I don't know what to do. Should I stay or leave? So as you can see, in this sentence, the speaker is speaking to him or herself. There is no other character involved, only the speaker itself. Okay. So in short, dramatic monologue, speaking to someone. Soliloquy, speaking one's thought while alone. Okay, so that is the basic difference between soliloquy and dramatic monologue. Let's proceed. Now let us talk about what is a character sketch. So a character sketch is a short written description of a character that gives readers or listener a clear picture of the person's traits, personality, role. So it doesn't tell the whole story, but it highlights the most important details about who the character is. So we will know and understand the character through a character sketch because character sketch talks about or a character sketch include basic information such as name, age, physical appearance, personality traits, what is the attitude, behavior, strength and weaknesses of the character, also the background. What is the background of the character? Or what family does he or she belongs? What are their occupations, their experiences that shape them? Also, the values and beliefs of the character. So, what the character cares about or stands for. And lastly, what is the role of the character in the story? So, this is how they influence the event of or other characters. Okay, so let's have an example. Okay, now let us have an example of a character sketch. So here we have Hermione Granger. Okay, Hermione Granger is an example character of Harry Potter series. So Hermione Granger is a brilliant and determined young witch with a bushy brown hair and intelligent brown eyes. She is known for her love of books, quick thinking, and dedication to her studies, often described as logical and practical. So Hermione sometimes comes across as bossy, but her loyalty and bravery make her a true friend. So she values knowledge, fairness, and justice, often standing up for those who are mistreated, and also her intelligence and courage play a vital role in helping Harry Potter and Ron Weasley throughout their adventures. So as you can see here, a character sketch is shown because the basic information such as bushy brown hair and intelligent brown eyes is shown. Okay, so we deeply know and understand who is Hermione Granger just by a character sketch. Another example, personality traits. So it is stated here that Hermione may come across as bossy, but her loyalty and bravery make her a true friend. So that is her um, personality trait. Okay, that is her strength as a character in the story. Okay, let's proceed. Now that we're done discussing what is dramatic poetry and the three types, let us have a recap. Okay. So it is a type of poem that is meant to be spoken and acted out. Okay. Again, this is a type of poem. Okay. Sige, just think. Okay, very good. So the answer is dramatic poetry again. If it is a type of poem that is meant to be spoken and acted out, it is a dramatic poetry. Okay, let's proceed to the next question. What are the three types of dramatic poetry? Okay, very good. So the three types of dramatic poetry we have dramatic monologue, soliloquy, and character sketch. Very good. Next is a type of poem where one speaker talks to a silent listener, revealing their thoughts, feeling, and personality. Okay, if there's a speaker that talks to a silent listener, of course the answer is dramatic monologue. Very good. Next. It is a short, written description of a character that gives readers or listeners a clear picture of the person's traits, personality, and role. So it doesn't tell the whole story, but it highlights the most important detail about who the character is. So this gives us a background about a character for us to know what are the traits, what are the personality, what are the backgrounds of a character. Okay, very good. The answer is character sketch. Next is a speech in a play where a character speaks their thoughts and feelings out loud while alone or while thinking they're alone on stage. Oh, if the first one, the speaker talks alone, but there's another character who is listening. Here, it is a speech where a character speaks their thoughts, but the speaker is alone. No one is listening. Okay, very good. So the answer is soliloquy. Again, dramatic monologue. The speaker is speaking by itself, but there is another character who is listening. Whereas in soliloquy, the character speaks alone, but there is no other character that is listening. Okay. Okay, very good. We are done in your recap session, and I truly believe that you understood our lesson for today. So now that we are done, of course, you can proceed to our next session, which is your Genio activity. So this activity is titled Mother and Child. So for the instruction of this activity, of course, you have to open the activity in your Genio accounts. Okay. Okay. If you have any more questions, clarification about our discussion, of course, feel free to send me a personal message. Okay, so that's all for our asynchronous discussion today. Thank you for listening and goodbye, grade 7, Euclid and Plato.